Several local athletes are gearing up for the upcoming 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy. 234 athletes will compete for Team USA, including 5 Idaho athletes and 3 from Wyoming. Kyle Leveroni works for Jackson Hole News and Guide as their sports editor and hopped on a plane on Wednesday en route to Milan, Italy, to cover some of Wyoming's best athletes.
I feel such a sense of gratitude toward the newspaper here for giving me this opportunity. And I mean, it's a lifelong dream of mine. I understand that in this business, it normally takes a decade plus before you go out and cover the Olympics. But credit to the athletes here from Jackson Hole and Teton County. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to go and do this. So I'm very grateful and very overwhelmed.
The 25-year-old journalist graduated from the journalism program at Northwestern University in Chicago, Illinois. Once graduated, an old college friend introduced him to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where he soon found a job working for Jackson Hole News and Guide and has fallen in love with the community.
It's been a lot of learning. I grew up around team sports. I've played hockey my whole life, and I grew up in a basketball family and stuff like that. But it's a very individual, sport-oriented sort of community here. So I've had to learn a lot about ski racing and Nordic cross-country ski racing, and all the weird Western type of events that like ski joring and stuff like that. So it's been one big learning experience, and just the community here has been great. The newspaper is amazing. It's sort of this gem in the Wild West of local community newspapers that's still thriving, and we have such a loyal readership, and people are invested, and people love their sports here.
Leveroni is headed to Italy with the sole purpose of reporting on 3 Olympians from the area: Anna Gibson, Jalen Koff, and Breezy Johnson. In an interview with BYU-Idaho Radio, Leveroni talked about the 3 women, saying they are the best of the best in their respective events. Anna Gibson is a 26-year-old Jackson Hole native and an overall athlete. She was a cross-country runner, a track runner, and did Nordic skiing in high school. After running track for the University of Washington, Gibson pursued a mountain running career. Her story to Team USA is inspiring.
I sat down and got coffee with her last week, and she said, I've never really said it out loud, but I guess I've always dreamt of being an Olympian. But it always depended what sport, what age I was and what sport I was doing, and the answer would differ. But here we are. She's a ski mountaineer. She competed in the first World Cup of the season in December down at Solitude Mountain Resort in Utah, and her mixed team relay partner, Cam Smith from Crested Butte, won the whole race. All they had to do was beat Canada to secure a spot into the Olympics. But they won the whole race. They beat the next closest team by about 50 seconds.
Wow.
And now they're going to the Olympics. So it's been a wild ride for her.
Jalen Koff will be making her 3rd appearance in the Winter Olympics and is a decorated freestyle mogul skier.
She grew up on the other side of Teton Pass in Alta, Wyoming. Her home hill is Grand Targhee. And yeah, this is going to be her 3rd appearance in the Winter Olympics. And she's been pretty dominant in the moguls world for the past even decade or so. So her first Olympics, she showed up as the number 1 ranked mogul skier in the world. That was 2018, and she placed 7th. She was pretty disappointed with that result and came back, and the support from her community over there on the other side of the pass really sort of lifted her up and changed her perspective. And yeah, next time around in 2022 in Beijing, she took home a silver medal in moguls, and last year she put together the greatest American World Cup season in history. She won all 3 World Cup Crystal Globes for moguls, dual moguls, and overall points. And she won a World Championships title in dual moguls as well. And so she's coming in having accomplished pretty much all that you can in the world of mogul skiing. And really, I guess the one thing she's chasing is that elusive gold, and her best shot this year is going to be in dual moguls, which is making its Olympic debut this year.
The last competitor he'll be covering is Breezy Johnson, a veteran downhiller coming off of several injuries and a lengthy 14-month suspension. But after winning gold at the World Championships last year, she's ready for what Italy and the world has in store.
Last year, she won gold at the World Championships in the downhill and team combined with Michaela Schifrin. And it's been a pretty glorious comeback for her back into the spotlight. And she should definitely be one of the top contenders for a medal in the downhill. And last week she placed third in the Super G in Switzerland at the final World Cup stop before the Olympics. So, with the way she's skiing, she too will be hard charging down the hill for a medal.
The community is so invested in each of these athletes, making Leveroni's job at the Olympics that much more important.
I think just the people here in Jackson Hole and Teton County, they care so much, and they're really invested in all of these athletes' careers. Grand Targhee, they've seen Jalen Koff grow up on that hill. Anna Gibson is she's still here in the winter between World Cup races, training on Snow King, skinning up that hill and training in the backcountry. And Breezy has long been a source of inspiration for other for junior alpine skiers here. So, they've just followed these athletes' careers for so long, and being able to provide coverage for this community up close and just with as much detail as possible is important to me. And it's going to be really cool. It's a big event, so I want to do it big as well.
The 2026 Winter Olympics kicks off today with opening ceremonies. Throughout the games, BYU-Idaho will receive updates from Leveroni about our local competitors. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.